Thursday, that means it's time for investment advice from Market Advisory Group. Jonathon McCoy joining us again today. Jonathon, kind of a double-edged sword with the market right now. It seems like everything is a little helter-skelter almost. We got inflation, we got market turmoil. I don't know what path I should be on. So what are some of the ways that Market Advisory Group kind of helps people through this uncertain time?
Well, especially with folks that are preparing for retirement, oftentimes we're meeting with people that already have financial advisors that have been so heavily focused on this accumulation or growth phase of their lives. You know, during their entire working career, you're putting into a 401k, you're saving investments, mutual funds, things like that. But switching from that accumulation phase over to the distribution phase, one of the key things that we focus on is that income planning portion, making sure that through periods of market volatility, people have essentially the paychecks that they need coming in between Social Security, if they've got a pension, and also withdrawals from their investment accounts, to make sure that they can at least make ends meet. Even though they may have to cut back a little bit on spending, especially with what's going on with inflation, we focus very heavily on that income planning portion of retirement.
And you kind of mentioned that a little bit here about other people who've had advisors prior come to you. What kind of then offsets you from what these other advisors may be planning for their clients?
Well, it's not to say that other advisors don't focus on education, but that's really where we start. The foundation for folks that come into our office are making sure they understand the ramifications of their Social Security benefits, how their pensions, Social Security, and other retirement assets are going to be impacted from a tax perspective. We have an entire team of tax management experts that we enlist really from day one when we first meet someone to start looking at forecasting how much is Uncle Sam going to have to say about your retirement and what that lifestyle is going to look like. And then long term, we have an estate planning attorney that helps deal with generation to generation how your assets may be treated if you pass away early, if your spouse passes away early, your kids inherit assets from you. We look at the entire picture to make sure that there's no missing pieces, essentially.
And I think it's a great component of it, too, the educational piece, because a lot of times people will just throw their money at someone and say, take care of this, but you need to understand what they're doing with your money, too, right?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to trust the person that you're working with, and that's the big difference.
But to know it yourself, I think, is vitally important.
Exactly. Making educated decisions is one of the biggest things we focus on.
Yeah. We do have a viewer question here. This one is from Robert K. Robert says, we've recently taken a bad hit to our retirement accounts and not sure if retiring in the next year is still possible or even a good idea. Is our retirement time frame still realistic?
There's a lot to unpack there, like there is in a lot of the viewer questions, and really this is a situation where we recommend someone coming in for a complimentary consultation, which is our offer to anyone and everyone, whether you're watching the show, coming to our in-person events. But we've really got to unpack, as I mentioned in the first question, what's it going to take them to live the lifestyle they want to live. You know, what has been the hit, yes, to their assets here recently, but we've found a lot of folks recently focusing a little bit more on that protection factor, especially if you're within that 3 to 5 year time frame of retiring, trying to make sure that you've got some protection or at least income that can allow you to live through a projected market downturn. If that lasts for the next 2 to 3 years, no one knows. Well,
thank you very much for your time, Jonathon. We appreciate it. To schedule that complimentary consultation that he mentioned and submit your questions, just visit askyouradvisor.com or call 816-548-2000. They'll take your questions, even meet with you one-on-one free of charge. If you include your address, Market Advisory Group will send you a free gift.